Hi friends, I'm back with a card tutorial, and I just wanted to share a little bit of how I layer some of my projects. These are a little more simple than what I normally do, but I wanted to create a couple little cards. They are 4.5 by 5.5. Let me see, let me make sure. Yep, 4.5 by 5.5. Someday I need to get a ruler. Okay, so these are the two cards that I'm going to recreate. I'll do as similar as possible. I did use scraps, so that's always a huge plus for our scrappers, crafters, I should say. And I have a ton of scraps, so anyway, let's do this card first. So I already cut the pieces. Like I said, they're from my scrap pile. This collection is from the Penny Lane Sweet Dreams, I believe. Let me double check. Sweet Melody. I've used this in a few projects, so I do have a lot of scraps from that collection. And so anyway, I did a bunch of die cutting recently, and so I thought I would just try to use some of these pieces. This is an envelope die piece. I like to use envelopes on my cards. It just gives it a nice look, and you can actually pop, you know, something in there, a little note. Even if you had a little gift card, would be awesome. And then I am using Nouveau adhesive. I just glue this together. And then I actually covered this. Oh. Okay, let me see here. I just need to trim it a tiny little bit here. And this is also, gosh, it's not from the same collection. It's from a different collection, because these papers are not double-sided. So I can't remember which. I think this one was from one of the Maggie Holmes collections. And what I love about using my scraps is, for the most part, I can just grab from any collection I've been working with, because I've been working with some of the same color palettes. And so I just grab from there. Okay, let's just glue this down. I already pre-cut some card bases. And you can layer this. You can put some foam tape just to give it more dimension. Most times I do that, but I do use scraps even for that part. Usually I have some mailing boxes that I recycle, but I didn't have any right now that I want to cut apart. So this is what I'm doing. I like to give my projects as much dimension as I can. I really don't like to do flat. Okay, so there's that. This is super easy. Like I said, I have a whole bunch of die cuts that I did recently, and so it just makes, you know, when you want to do quick projects, you can just grab it and do them. So here's my pack of scraps that I need to work through. It's been a while since I've actually done that, and usually when I do that, I make a bunch of cards, which I haven't really been in the mood for. So anyway, here is a flower I had in my stash, just waiting for a project. So I'm going to give it some dimension by folding these petals. And then the next thing I did, I got to kind of measure this. I don't really go by measurements. For the most part, I just cut whatever will fit. That's why I never liked quilting, because you have to be precise and you have to measure everything. I did try quilting back in the day. Okay, so I still need to cut these pieces. So I have a piece of glitter paper and then another piece of foiled paper. Use my pencil here. Hopefully I'm in frame. I can't see my phone here. The way I have my setup, it's, let me see. Hopefully, I try to work in the center here because that's about where I have it for the frame. And there's that piece, and then I need to straighten this one out. Actually, I'll cut it a little. I don't know why this paper was so crooked, but I'm trying to. One more cut. This one's a little more thinner than the last one in here. Not by much. Okay. I need a larger desk. I have things piled on the side here. You don't have to do this, but I was just trying to use up some scraps and make it look pretty. My fingers are full of glue. Okay. I can see one of my papers is a little crooked. That's where measuring would come in handy, I guess. So if I mess up like that, I grab, let me see. Grab a piece of scrap, and then you can fix that. Just to make it look more finished. Just put a mark. And let's see what that will look like. Okay. I might have to redo this after this. But anyway, you get the gist. And then I punch a hole here, which is probably going to be really hard. And I got it. And then let me find my ribbon. Okay, so there's that part. We have that. And one part I did forget is that yellow piece. Let me see if I can find it real quick. I actually have some scraps in my my paper pad also. So let me see here. Well, I don't have that piece. I'm sure I do. I just don't know where it is. I forgot it. It was kind of hidden. So anyway, this is the paper pad I used the yellow from, and this one is just a different design from that paper pad. So I'm going to make a little strip. And what I did was created some pleats. I do have a die for this, but I was just trying to not have to cut more. Okay, so there it is. I'm going to make it have a fishtail. I'm going to glue this down. And I had some scrap tool laying around, so I did forget to plug in my glue gun, because it makes it easier to glue this down. My fingers are just gonna get full of Fabri-Tac glue. So anyway, I kind of pleat this down. It's a lot better when you have your glue gun on with this kind of material. Wipe off my fingers. So there's a layer, and then here's this next layer, and like I said, the glue gun would have been great, but for the sake of time, let's just glue it down. And then I also have this leaf trim. Stick that down. And then I actually had some die cuts from a swap that I'm trying to use up also. And these die cuts are from Kelly. Thank you, Kelly, for all the die cutting you did. I love this cute little banner. And then I put my flower on. And then I use some twine here. Just made a little bow. I doubled it. So this is a basic way that I create my layers. So these are pretty similar. So there's that. And then here is the other card. I have everything ready, hopefully, on this one. So I had a bunch of these butterflies I created that are in my stash. And so I did pre-cut everything. I go back and forth with using Fabri-Tac or the Nuvo glue. And then my glue gun, when I do glue this down, the tool down, it just grabs quicker. So there's that. Oh wow, I did not get, let me see if I have another piece. I don't remember seeing, so I'm looking for this with the gold, the foil. see it. I know I have a piece somewhere, but I'm going to improvise and just use this piece. So I'm just going to make it the same size as this one. I'm wondering if that would be pretty. I think that will work too. I like the bold, bright color there, here, with this orange. So I'm thinking about doing a layout, but I haven't done one in a long time, so it's been a few months. And then I have this piece. I'm going to use some foam tape for this to give it some dimension. And this die is from Scrap Diva Designs. If you'd like to save 10%, please use my code. It's Phyllis10, all capital letters, and the number, 10. Okay, so the next thing I did was use some more tulle, and I love to pleat this stuff. So I'm just going to dab some glue. Doesn't always go perfect when you can't use your glue gun. And your fingers will be a mess. Okay, and I also, for this card, I did use some gold thread just to give it a little more texture. And then just glue this down. You can add a sentiment if you want. Cut this into a fishtail. There's not much, I didn't leave much on there. Oh my goodness, this is the wrong one. Let me see here. I didn't those were the ends. So these are thinner cards. Let me grab a piece of paper, cardstock. All right, I thought I had the right base for this. I think I did that backwards. Yeah, let me see here. I can't remember how I did that. I think I just folded it. My paper trimmer needs a new blade. And I use my scoreboard. Do it 5.5 here. And then just cut off the sorry about that. Okay, so I think there's enough glue to make it stick. All right, I actually didn't even glue this one down on a base. That's why. So that is what I came up with using my scraps. So I hope you are inspired. Let me know what you would like to see me create. I never know what to do on YouTube here, so I'm kind of at a place where I don't know what to do project-wise, so it would help me to be inspired to create something. So hope you're having a great day, and I hope to see you soon. Happy crafting.